Well, this week, there's always something going on, and this week is no exception. What we did learn this week, which is kind of ties into what drives us, because we had a conversation about this some time ago. Gigafactory Berlin is now at the point where they're putting down some times as to when the factory is going to be producing cars. They believe that we're looking at a May timetable for the first rollout of some vehicles. This, of course, would be pre-production or early production. And then we're now talking somewhere in the area of July, August for volume production. So the factory has been built. It's still being continued to be built, but a good part of it is now at the point where they can start thinking about production and how fast they can start to ramp up. And that ties into what drives us, because we had a conversation on here with Montana Skeptic about a lot of it, talking about Gigafactory Berlin and whether or not it was going to be up and running in any fashionable time that they believed. Obviously, it's not being as quickly built as Giga Shanghai was, but Giga Berlin is at the point now where they believe that we're looking at some production in the middle to the, I guess, 3/4 part of 2021. So fantastic to see. And we'll watch for those first models start to roll off the assembly line in Berlin.
He had said that they were going to move to China, leave California, and not do Germany, right?
Well, I wasn't going to go into the weeds on this one, but you can certainly go back and listen to the What Drives Us episode and see what Montana Skeptic had to say about that whole situation. It wasn't he wasn't too optimistic that Berlin would open in any time frame that Tesla had laid out earlier. So it looks like, at least on this issue, he's been incorrect. So we'll have to see as we get to the point of it actually producing vehicles, where those vehicles go and how quickly they come out. Next, there is a story that we've heard this before. Tesla is battery constrained. They're making all the cars they can with the batteries that they have. And what happened this week is that it was announced that all, I guess, standard range vehicles that are going to be made in the future will be outfitted with the new LFP battery pack. These are batteries that are minus all nickel and cobalt. These batteries are currently used at Gigafactory Shanghai for the standard range vehicles. And this is going to be copied and placed at Fremont and most likely other factories that open as well. But they're doing this because they are trying to pull in as many different battery options as they can to produce more volume of vehicles. So with this change, which of course is not a huge change for the standard range vehicle because of the speeds the car reaches and the acceleration that car has, the LFP battery is perfectly suited for that application. And it gives Tesla more ability to move other nickel-based battery supply to the more performance vehicles. So this is a change in what Tesla's been doing, but they have been doing this again in Shanghai almost since inception. So it's not something that's unproven or untested. These vehicles have been made now for some time, and they're saying that this is now being switched over to North America's factory at Fremont, where they will be doing this going forward. So they're just there letting us know ahead of time that this battery is in the case. Yes, Tony.
Yeah, real quick. Sorry, but LFP, what does that stand for?
That stands for L for lithium.
Lithium ferrophosphate.
Ferrophosphate batteries.
Okay.
Iron and phosphate.
Okay, I had not heard the acronym, and I was curious. I literally did not know what that stood for. Okay, thank you.
It's a good question.
Also, Elon had indicated through Twitter, of course, where else would he indicate this, that the full self-driving beta program is a little bit behind, as we know. The the full self-driving beta testing that has been going on with about 1,000 different users at this point has not gotten to the point out of beta, nor has it increased the number of beta users. So he is indicating that, again, there's no solid numbers here, but they are indicating that they're moving forward with it. Yes, more beta testers will be added to the program, and he believes that we're probably shooting for an area of Q2 of 2021 before it comes out of beta and is available to the general public. This is no specific timeline. He has indicated also in these tweets that we have to be very sure that this is working in all instances before it's released for public consumption. They know that they can't have an edge case that's going to go out to the public to be used maybe in a manner that people aren't prepared to watch for or be diligent about, because we all know that the public as a general whole, we've got a bunch of people that may not really care. They're not looking, they are not beta testing it. They would use it just as the product. So Tesla has to get through all these edge cases. They're not through them yet, and that is what has pushed this release date back further, and it still may continue to push it back further depending on how Tesla handles the issues that are in front of them and how long it takes to work through all these different edge cases. We even had someone at the Tesla Life Twitter feed complain about, where is full self-driving? Why don't I have it yet? And it's like, yeah, you're right. You paid for it up front. In a lot of cases, people have paid for this service up front. In a number of cases that pre-FSD beta, some people paid for it and have never used it, and their car is now gone. They may have leased the car and it's now over. So yes, some people have paid way too early for it and nothing's ever happened. But at least what we can see with the 1,000 beta users now, that they are working through these issues. It's certainly a lot closer it's ever been before, but Elon was updating the timeline recently. So we wanted to touch on that as well here today. If you would like to see more information about Tesla and its news throughout the week, please join us over at the Tesla Life on YouTube, also on Twitter, the Tesla Life, and finally through our Facebook feed, the Tesla Life #1. And you can follow us there throughout the week.
And Apple Podcasts.
And now Apple Podcasts, exactly.
Oh,
just released
hey.
an audio version.